Help me grow, fast or slow, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Help me learn, soft or stern, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Life's a movie, the ultimate trip. You should have been told you'd be digging for gold. Hello, my friends. Once again, this is Digging for Gold. I'm Dan Goldberg. You can get all our social media, our social media connections. That's what I was talking about. On our dangoldberg.com website, and they're all below, so you can just click on the ones you want to listen to or watch. YouTube is on there, Spotify, and a bunch of other ones. Today, we're closing in on Veterans Day, and as someone who served in the military, it's a special day for me, and I know for a lot of our listeners, our viewers, it is a special day. It's a meaningful day. And Alex Daly, who many of you heard me talk about, he is our editor. He's like my, who would you say it would be?
You said Ed McMahon, maybe people my age, more of an Andy Richter.
He's the Andy Richter to our show, right? And he's done some really great things for veterans. And Alex, maybe you can explain what you do, because you know Alex is a surfer, he's a car person, and he's a great editor, and he works with veterans.
For sure. So my second appearance, the first time we talked a lot about how I got involved with the independent film scene and my movie Surf Sherpers that I made about me and kind of my introduction to this world, right?
Right.
So it works really well as a first act. And, you know, there's that metaphor of if the plane's crashing, the oxygen masks drop. You know, you put your mask on first so you can help other people. Right. So it was like, as far as what's next, you know, if I find that this world of surfing and everything is really beneficial towards me, what can I do with it next? You know what I mean? Who else can I help?
It's true.
Yeah. That, and also I was looking for another project for the International Lighthouse International Film Festival on Long Beach Island, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to have a sophomore follow-up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No matter what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get involved with the veterans?
Through the surf shop I work at, right? One of my buddies who was in his last year at Villanova last year told me, "Hey, there's this event coming up. Maybe you want to help out with." So I asked him, what kind of event? It sounded kind of interesting. It was a veterans organization was having their first event at an indoor surf pool, indoor wave pool, last January, almost a year ago from now. Right. So I was like, sure, I'll come out and help. You know what I mean? And learning more about the organization, it's called the Alpha Wave Project.
The Alpha Wave Project.
Yes.
Can people find that online?
Yeah, they have a website, the Alpha Wave Project.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty new organization. It was an honor to go to their first event. I texted one of the main organizers, Kyle Rogers. My buddy gave me Kyle's number. We linked up. And I said, hey, I do photography, for my surf shop. I'd be happy to come out to this event and help out however I can as an instructor, as a photographer, whatever is necessary, without any expectations, without really knowing how this is going to go. So it turned out to be a really interesting and enriching and helpful experience, So last January, the wave pool's called Scoot and Surf.
Where is it?
It's the American Dream Mall in, I don't know what they call it, but it's Meadowlands, East Rutherford, North Jersey.
Okay, North Jersey.
Yeah. So it's this big landmark mall that took forever to open, the American Dream Mall. And they have an ice skating rink. They have like all these kinds of crazy attractions. It's on the scale of King of Prussia is big around Philly, or Mall of America. It's this gigantic mall. It's interesting with the malls. All the other malls around Philly have died, right?
Right.
But it's kind of the marquee ones. Either King of Prussia is really high end, or American Dream has really good experiences, like people come for release of new sneakers and stuff. You know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, within this mall is like this gigantic indoor water park with a man-made wave pool, wave machine.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where this event was held. The very first event of the Alpha Wave Project was at this wave pool at the American Dream Mall in North Jersey. So basically their goal is to build community among this vulnerable population of veterans by engaging in surfing is among the activities, things like surfing, yoga, breathing exercises, jujitsu, all these kind of really helpful modern day wellness things to try to build community. Because, you know, a very big problem these days is like the lack of community in populations like that really across our society.
Of course, yeah.
Right? There's less people gathering in the real world, engaging in experiences, that kind of thing. So
And that does impact your mental health.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, especially for veterans. You know, there's some great, as you're speaking, I mean, Tunnels to Towers and Wounded Warrior projects. There's some really good, Gary Sinise has a project for veterans. It's really important to help veterans because they've been through a lot, and you know, there's PTSD. Some guys are fine, and other guys, it's really, really tough. So what you're talking about seems like it's therapeutic.
Oh yeah, that's the word, therapeutic, because it's such a big population out there that really everyone can get behind helping, right? Like it doesn't have to be that politicized. Everyone knows basically everyone that's served, and whether you like it or not, this population's out there. Like I'm almost 40. We all remember Iraq and Afghanistan. You know what I mean? There was millions of people overseas for that.
Correct.
So now it's just dealing with the repercussions and everything. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality of it. And there's this population.
Right. You could have been against those wars, for those wars, but ultimately to the veteran, it doesn't matter.
For sure.
They are veterans. They went through it. And as a human being, you have to have empathy and try to help them out.
Yeah. And, you know, we lose more veterans to their own hands by far than to combatants.
I know.
Yeah. And so that was something.
Rate
yeah.
among veterans is horrible.
So actually, I experienced that within my own family about 2 years ago. So it's just kind of, you know, your people would say kismet, right?
Right.
Like it was this opportunity to do something with some of the feelings I was having too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a relative of yours.
Yeah, exactly. A cousin, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on the same page as these guys as far as that. I didn't serve or anything. You know, I come from like a well-educated Northeast background kind of thing. But that I was on the same page. I know a lot of those guys have been to those funerals too. So
Yeah.
really good group of guys.
Very
really
good group. I you know, try to stay in touch with veterans organization and veterans, especially at the universities.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of students that are veterans, but we got to help them. So how did this help? How did it turn out? Where did they get the veterans? How did they market to the veterans? And by the way, if you're a veteran and listening to this, or you know veterans, make sure they go to that site.
Yeah. So you can go donate to the Alpha Wave Project, or if you want to come out to one of our events, they're free. It's like we'll have like 30, 35 slots. You just sign up. That's what the donations are for, so that we can really help these guys come out. And a lot of the activities during these kind of retreats are really to get yourself out of your head. Like the surf forecast was crazy at the event we just had. We just had an event in September on Long Beach Island out of my home turf, the shop I work at, South End Surf and Paddle. And it was like 25 knot winds.
Wow.
You would drift like, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile down if you tried to paddle out and get a wave. But all that gets you out of your head, right? Yeah. You exert yourself. You really feel the environment, the salt in your eyes, all that good stuff. And then if you manage to catch a wave, you feel a sense of accomplishment, right? So anyway, this call to action came to come help at this first event at the wave pool. So it was really good for me, get in the water, connect with this group of guys too.
This is indoors.
Yeah. My buddy Chaz was there too. He was going to Nova at the time. We didn't drive up together, but I drove up from Philly to North Jersey. It was at night too. So, I hate how dark it gets in the winter.
Right.
I'm driving up in the dark in my winter coat. And then it's like, once you enter, I had to walk all through this crazy mall, past the ice rink, past the only Toys R Us I've seen in forever, all this stuff. And then it starts feeling humid and a little warmer, and you're at the water park.
Yeah.
And these doors open. And for the video on this podcast, I'll link some videos and pictures and everything. But it's just expansive. It looks like an airline hangar with like clear windows.
Wow.
There's like kids stuff in one area, and then it's like a giant Olympic basic size pool that like gradually becomes more shallow. You walk in at the shallow end. It's probably only, I forget, right by where you're waiting in the lineup. I think it's like 8 feet deep. And you're not really supposed to get close to it because there's like inlets for it.
Right.
Right. But really impressive. Once you walk down and see it, it's very surreal feeling too. Right.
So how many veterans were there?
Like 30 or 35 guys came out.
great. That's
Yeah, I think because that was the first event, it was kind of just word of mouth through their networks. All these guys running the charity are really good guys too.
Are they veterans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty impressive. Like Kyle Rogers, he was a Marine Raider, worked at the Pentagon for a little bit. Some of the other guys are EOD techs, explosive ordnance disposal, which is like crazy, right? You've seen
It is crazy.
the movie The Hurt Locker, but to be in that kind of crazy high pressure situation, there's going to be reverberations when you try to commute to convert
Back
to
to
civilian life.
yeah.
Right.
That's what the PTSD is all about. Things like that. Well, partially all about, but it stays in your head.
Right. So part of it is the community building. You know what I mean? Maybe some of the same guys will come out. It's helpful for us just within the organization, but then the actual day of experiences are really good too.
Yeah.
Right. So I came out and I took tons of good pictures. I got the organization some good stills to share on Instagram, but then I also took lots of good video. I was out there in the pool with my GoPro.
That's cool.
Yeah. What was interesting is there was from NJ12, their anchor Tom was out there. He was doing the live broadcast from the side of the pool. There was another guy that was like a social media marketer guy who's worked with like Tyson, and he was at like a Trump event, like very state of the art TikTok, Instagram short guy. And then I was there kind of like semi-pro, getting into it, vlogger kind of guy, surfer. So it's interesting to see like the different formats and then the lead time.
Yeah.
Right? Like the nightly news, the turnover is impressive, right? They had
It
it
is
up
impressive.
that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Their broadcast, it started with like the first shot was of me in the pool and a surfer, and then it like panned up to Tom on the sideline. Right?
It's great.
Yeah. And then the shorts guy, like those were really cool and helped the organization. And then, so I gave the stills I got from the GoPro video I took. I'll do that a lot. Like for action sports, it can be hard to get good stills. So you can a lot of these cameras are video and photo. You can just kind of roll, and then you go back in and take stills from the video. It's not quite as high resolution, but it works pretty well.
You'll have some of that
Yeah.
on the video?
Yeah.
By the way, folks, if you're listening to Spotify, you won't be able to see it, okay? But on the YouTube channel, which is Dan, D-A-N-G, letter G, the number 4, the letter U, the number 2. If you go there, then all the Digging for Gold episodes are there. And this episode with Alex and the veterans will be there with some spliced in videos from the event.
Yeah. So I provided them the stills, and we got those up. And then I was looking at the video clips, and I, on a cold winter night, looking at these cool clips online, I was starting to put it together. I was like, hey, this looks pretty good. Maybe I didn't really have a follow-up for Surf Sherpas yet. And I was like, I checked the deadline. Submissions were still open for Lighthouse International Film Festival.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so I submitted it. And a couple months later, in March or April, I got that acceptance letter.
Cool.
Yeah, which, by the way, submissions are open now for Lighthouse 2026.
So can you do the one that you just did in September?
So I have my own surf YouTube channel going, so a lot of stuff I just put up there.
Cool.
Yeah.
How can people get to the surf channel?
It's called Kook Supreme, so you can just
right.
Google Kook Supreme.
Kook.
Yeah, Supreme.
Yeah.
Or it's at youtube.com/@Kook Supreme Surf. youtube.com/@kooksupremesurf.
Cool.
Right. So now I have that outlet. So like the film festival stuff, it's kind of good to have like a greater theme or something like that, you know?
So, what was the reaction of the guys?
Oh, they're really happy with the work I'm doing. Kyle said he's a big Alex fan. So, yeah. And then the owner of the surf shop is really loving getting involved with it too, and really finds it good to his core values and why he wants to own that type of business rather just working in mortgage sales or a corporate sales ad agency.
Is it helping?
Nope.
Excuse me. Is it helping? Is he helping the veterans?
To the business owner?
Yeah.
Yeah. We raised like 20 or 30 grand for the event just this past September in Beach Haven. So, well, I'll finish talking about the documentary a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So I put together Surf Sherpas was longer. I think I said it's hard to have a long short because they don't really know where to program it. So the documentary is called Veterans of the American Dream. It came out to like 9 minutes. And so that was a little, it basically wasn't as big of a big effort. Like it probably took, I don't know, 2.5 weeks combined to make between driving up there until I was done, right? Versus like compiling years and years of footage about me for Surf Sherpas.
Right.
So it got into the festival and everything. And at all these film festivals, I always tell people it's good to go because there's live interaction with the filmmakers a lot, right? There's Q&As. So one of the guys, Kyle Rogers, came out to speak at the Q&A for the viewing. And I think it was really well received. You know, we had a decent audience. All my home crowd came out to watch it.
That's great.
Yeah. And one of the things that I was struggling with is how to like provide context, right? Like I realized a lot of the kids I work with don't remember invasions of Iraq, invasions of Afghanistan. Like
Correct.
I was a freshman in high school during 9/11. And I remember, you know, being like a Jon Stewart Daily Show fan and growing up in a household very attentive to the news, just the whole atmosphere. So I realized a lot of the younger audience isn't first person familiar with that.
No, they get their news from social media.
Yeah, right.
Which is 5 to 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe 30 seconds long at the most.
Right.
And then they believe it. And my whole thing, I tell my students, and on my social media channels, don't believe what you see, you hear, you read, not even from me. Okay? Do your research. And a lot of people don't do research, and then they spout all this stuff that they see, and they believe it. And then they'll find out later, maybe, if they do research, that they were ignorant. You know, we have a lot of, and I've said this before, a lot of intelligent people, but a lot of ignoramuses, and that only means that they ignore stuff. So
Yeah.
That's it. But anyway, I'm really curious to hear about the veterans' reactions and that shirt you're wearing. Okay.
The Alpha Wave Project, right?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a nice aqua blue T-shirt. Right?
Yeah. Did you talk to any of them?
Well, that's what one of the questions I got was like, is there any, there wasn't any testimonials. It was just kind of, the short was about me driving up, and then it was a lot of just like surfing footage over.
Of the veterans.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Right. So it's kind of like the rule in film is show, don't tell, right? And a lot of times with like men's issues like that, maybe people don't necessarily want to talk about it.
That's
Maybe
true.
we just want to be present and enjoy the activity and let it speak for itself too, right?
And the video must show that.
Yeah, exactly. So where I was going with talking about only if you were alive at that time you really understand the climate.
Right.
I was trying to figure out a way to translate that to viewers. So I found some old Bush footage talking about like the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Right.
And I framed it up. It's crazy now that like a 2000s TV is retro, but I put like a still frame of like a TV in a living room, and I spliced in the Bush footage of
Right.
him talking all like the scary talk about invading Iraq and Afghanistan, and like interspliced it with the pictures of where we're at now with these same guys surfing.
Right.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I did see that. By
Yeah,
the way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And what tends to happen, and veterans who are listening or watching this understands that, and we've talked about it a little earlier, is that everything seems normal up to a point. See, anybody is a veteran who was in combat. Okay, one sound can do something to you. One sound, one voice, anything like that. It's the reverberation in your mind. And this goes with anything for anybody who's alive. There's always something that brings you back to something in your own history. It's the old, like, how come we can't remember things for a test, but we can remember a song we sang when we were 10 years old, right? So, but from a military standpoint, that experience is so intense that it brings back other situations.
Right, and that's why I wanted to be sensitive and find a way to contextualize it without being triggering, right? So I didn't put like explosions or tanks or combat footage. It was just George Bush talking in the Oval Office.
Right.
But everyone that's my age or older was zapped right back to that time in that theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I would be one of those people, even though I was in much before.
Yeah. Or you could speak to your time. Like I wasn't alive for the climate of the Vietnam era conflict, right? So there's a certain thing where like you can describe it all you want and do a really good job, but it's not like being there, right? Maybe that's what art's for. Maybe that I was trying to do, and I think I did a pretty good job. But
right. Yeah, that is what art's for, and surfing is a form of art, and if these veterans, both male and female, but I don't know if you had female veterans there.
I think it was just guys.
It was just guys. The art, learning an art, sort of once you're in your zone or your flow, everything else goes away, right? So you're in your flow, you're in your zone, and all those memories, they sort of disappear at the moment.
Yeah, that's what the title of the Alpha Wave Project is called. It's like a state of relaxed flow. Your brain generates these alpha waves, right? And you can measure, right? So it's trying to get people, like I said, like outside of themselves, outside of overthinking everything, and just like engage in a very direct, present way with something like that. Right. So the film was received pretty well, right? The crowd liked it. It was really good. I was running around taking pictures as the volunteer for the festival as well.
Is this was not the September thing, was it?
No.
Okay.
We're getting there. Okay. So the showing was in June at the International Lighthouse International Film Festival, and that went really well, right? But then that was just the first event for the Alpha Wave Project, right? Okay. So they've done like some ruck marches.
Rock marches?
Ruck, which like you put on like backpacks and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had another name for it in the Army.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah. And then they work with first responders too. Like I saw there was an event at a firehouse where they do these breathing exercises, which help a lot.
That's great.
Right. So just this past September, it's October now, just a month ago, we had an event on my home turf on Long Beach Island in Beach Haven. And it was really great. It was a whole day, again, for like 30 or 35 guys. We had surfing in the morning, which I helped with as an instructor, photographer, moving crap around, And then we had a whole bunch of things. Surfing was on the ocean side, and then on the bay side of the island, there was a park with yoga, cold plunge, sauna, breathing exercises, jiu-jitsu, free lunch, all that provided. So it was really this whole experience. And
when was this again?
It was in September.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had raised a decent amount of money, so a lot of these guys got to do it completely free. Hotel rooms provided, everything.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And who put it on?
So the Alpha Wave Project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people can give to the Alpha Wave.
Yeah,
Project.
exactly. Yeah, you go to the website, thealphawaveproject.org, I believe. We'll post the link in the description, right? So the surf shop owner was doing a good job of really holding people's feet to the fire because everyone says they want to support, but he had to get people to actually write those checks, and we raised a decent amount of money. So dinner was provided, these hotel rooms were provided. And then we met the fundraising goal. So really cool. At the end of the day, we had dinner in the surf shop, some pizzas.
Wow.
And we were able to give away, we had a drawing. They could pick any surfboard in the shop.
Wow.
I know, right?
These are all veterans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Some are first responders.
Or first
Yeah,
responders,
firemen, cops. Yeah,
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's what Tunnels to Towers
Yeah.
does. They first responders and veterans and so forth.
Because there's a lot of crossover in that kind of high stress environment.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. They're the same.
Yeah.
They got a lot of the same stuff.
But what a dream. Like the guy that won it wasn't that experienced. So he was talking with, our board selection guy about
Right.
like where he hopes to go, how much he wants to surf. He got like a good mid-level one. But like what a
Cool.
dream. I
That's
know.
a dream. That's great.
I know.
What's the next step?
I'll
Is there a follow-up?
I'll have to find out when there's more events. I
Yeah.
know we want to keep growing. We want to like have other chapters in other locations.
Yeah.
A dream would be like other wave pools, like Kelly Slater's wave pool would be amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go back to Scoot and Surf this winter. So right now we're kind of trying to connect with greater fundraising, get more guys involved. And either a lot of the guys already surf, but you don't have to, right? Like I was surprised at how many of them, especially this first run. I'm sure the free wave time at American Dream Scoot and Surf helped. But a lot of the guys already surf, but that's perfectly fine if you haven't already and just want to get involved.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, so that's the goal, like get more people involved, raise more money, have more great events like this.
Well, one of the things that I'm going to ask people to do as they're listening to this or watching this is we'll have the social media things on the video, but if they have comments, they can comment once the YouTube video of this show comes out of this episode, and they can comment on Spotify or any of the other major, audio podcast platforms. So do that, and we'll try to help get something together or to link you with people if you're a veteran or know veterans. And Alex, the people involved.
Yeah, if you have someone this sounds perfect for, or if you're a sponsor, or if you have like a business like the yoga studio or the jiu-jitsu guys or anything like tangential to that, for sure, try to reach out and get in touch.
Yeah,
because it's like I feel like I came along at a good time. They were just starting it. I had this personal experience with it. So we just really want to continue to grow because there's this huge need. There's millions of these guys out here.
And women.
Yeah.
Well, guys in the non-gender sense.
Yeah.
And the women veterans are often forgot about. We forget about them. We think of the men in combat, but there's women in combat too. And certainly yoga is a great thing for everybody. Exercising is a great thing for everybody, and it clears your body so that your mind can be somewhat clearer. What would you recommend for veterans to clear their heads?
One of the easiest things was I was really impressed by the breathing exercises. So they'll do like just that in cold plunge, but just the breathing you can take home and try to do yourself. It's just one of the easiest ways to try to like rein in your emotions a little bit, reset, focus yourself in your body, and go from there.
It's deep breaths?
Yeah, deep breaths. And there was this guy that was able to lead, he goes around and does this, lead the groups in different, they were lying down on your back position, but different breathing exercises, whether you're visualizing breathing all the way out through your toes or like focusing on the exhale or the inhale. That's one of the just easiest things day to day that you can take from that. And then the ongoing support of the community. Really just try to find something like that to get out there and be involved in.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the more we help others, the more we help ourselves too.
Well, that's true. Yeah. And we need more of that.
Yeah.
Especially for people in need. And that includes veterans and first responders.
Yeah.
Like that.
So all the guys that run the organization, Paul Nutbar, Kelly Grunke, Kyle Rogers, like they're just all so stoked to get more of these events going, see these great pictures. We just brought in like a professional branding organization.
Wow.
So at the September event, I was able to get some cool GoPro footage out in the 25 knot winds or whatever. You know what I mean? Get out on one of the surfboards, float along people that were swimming along. So there's like 2 seconds of my footage in that. There's like 2 seconds of me looking cool as an instructor. But like,
was that you under the water?
It probably was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In the thing at the film festival.
Yeah.
But we also just put out, Alpha Wave just put out a short by like an even better production company than me that looks like really slick and professional.
Really?
But I was happy to contribute with putting myself out there in the water with the GoPro.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did see that. That was good.
Yeah.
So the next event, you know where the next event is?
No, I'm not sure because I know a lot of them are outdoor and stuff like that. But we'll definitely keep you updated.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, it's just really good group of guys. Looking forward to what they have in the future. The dream would be like get connected with big funding.
Yeah.
And then go to like Kelly Slater's wave pool or something like that. Yeah.
Do they interact with other veterans organizations?
I'm not sure how. It's not like it was like co-sponsored, but I'm sure some of the like maybe the jiu-jitsu know a bunch of guys or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure like that's why you get together because the net of connections just keeps connecting and connecting.
Well,
and,
if you're
and you build on
involved
that.
with our listeners and viewers, if you're involved with a veterans organization, and once again, Veterans Day is right around the corner now, and you'd like to figure out how different organizations can work together, give us a comment below. And always subscribe. You know, our subscribe button is right below. So subscribe to our podcasts, either our video and or our YouTube podcasts. This is very important stuff. And people who have veterans in their families realize that, and people who are veterans themselves realize that. The PTSD, the physical problems that veterans have, we have to address that. You know, they put their lives on the line for us, and we have to do things for them.
Yeah, it also really aligns with the surf shop I work at's owners. He's been the owner for like 2 or 3 years. Matt and Kristen Bikelja. Kristen's a clinical psychologist, so she deals with populations like that all the time. And then, like, Matt just really sees it as one of the reasons you own a business like this, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this podcast. I mean, one of the reasons I do this podcast is for people to get knowledge and from our guests get wisdom, understand things, expand their world, dig deeper, like you're digging for gold, right? And you got to get, down a few layers to get some maybe enlightenment is a I don't know, it's a nice word to say, but I think wisdom is
or maybe fulfillment, because it's like
great, yes.
So much more fulfilling to do something like this than like, I don't know, making Chinese car parts or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
One of the jobs I worked at. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I want people to have knowledge at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And look, it's all good to have fun and things like that. And I think our podcasts are fun, if you listen to them. But I know that our guests, like you, and the other folks on our podcast, give people ideas, give people insights, give people knowledge. And that's what it's really about, learn stuff. Be open to learning as opposed to just having fun. And having fun is great, But again, think deeper, dig deeper, and the stuff you may get, that that light bulb that goes off may change your life a little bit or more, or it may be one of those things that, hey, I want to start a veterans organization. I want to help veterans.
Or I think that's a Jungian thing. The more the things you do in the outside world align with your core values, the more synchronicities will happen to progress you on that path.
That's
right?
well said.
Yeah. So it's like I didn't really know what my follow-up film was going to be, but along came this opportunity that aligns with like something I've been through, and then keeps me involved with this organization going forward. It kept me involved with the film festival. So just all good. So I can't wait to see where it goes
is all
from
good.
here.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Well, my friends, Alex and I have been chatting for quite a while now. I hope you've gained some knowledge from it. I hope you've also figured out how to help someone, okay, a veteran or a veteran's family, how to connect them with, again, the name of the organization.
The Alpha Wave Project.
Okay, and they're on Facebook.
I think it's the alphawaveproject.org. I'm sure if you Google it. And then my documentary was called Veterans of the American Dream. That's on YouTube right now. That's on my YouTube channel. But if you just Google Veterans of the American Dream, that'll come up.
It's pretty cool. It's a great name.
Yeah, right?
Veterans of the American Dream. Listen, folks, don't forget, tell your friends about Digging for Gold. Subscribe. And I want to thank Alex Daly once again for not only being a great editor, but a great guest. Thanks, Alex.
Happy for the opportunity. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. See you next time on Digging for Gold.